Good morning. Okay, here we go. Welcome. I'd like to welcome everybody to Unity on the Bay, where we provide a positive path for spiritual living. I'm Tony Moss. It's a pleasure to be on the platform for you guys this morning. And we got quite a few announcements coming up, and then we got a very special moment that we'll be experiencing today. We started off with a paradigm shift that we're going to be making. Usually here at Unity, we consider the summer to start in June, but we are moving it up this year because that's when we're going to be holding our annual Peace Picnic in the park. We're doing it May 27th this year, and we're going to be providing all the fun of the summer with food, drinks, and games, but without all the heat and humidity that we'll be getting later on during the summer. So we'd like to have you join us at beautiful Oleta River State Park. It's on 163rd Street. It's east of Biscayne Bay and just west of the Intracoastal and Collins Avenue. And of course, being Unity, we have rented the biggest pavilion on the water. So we'll have plenty of room for friends and family. Be sure to bring them along. All the details will be on our website at unityonthebay.org. Only request we have is that please RSVP as soon as possible so we can plan enough for our food and drinks. All right, so as it happens, the staff here at Unity is in the process of expanding. So we are looking currently to hire a full-time accountant to join us. We're looking for somebody who's analytical in nature, who's a critical thinker, and of course, an enthusiastic numbers person. If you have experience with full-cycle accounting, or if you know somebody who does, by all means hit us up. Again, all the details are at unityonthebay.org. And the final highlight for the morning, well, I shouldn't say the final, but anyway, our annual backpack drive. We are going to be beginning that one today, as a matter of fact. And this is the earliest that we've ever started it because we want to make this one the biggest that we've ever done. So we set a goal of 5,500 backpacks last year, which we beat. Can we do it again this year? And can we hold our title as the largest backpack drive in South Florida? I think together we can. What about you? Right? So each $15 donation will help us provide one backpack with school supplies for a family who really needs the help. Plus, Unity will match your $15 donation. So really what you would be donating is 2 backpacks and all the supplies that go inside. So by all means, head on over to our website to learn more and to make your donation today. So I said we had a very special moment to look forward to today, and without further ado, let us welcome back our former associate minister, Reverend Ana Quintana. Come on up.
Hello, Tony, again. You do a great job in the platform. Congratulations. Well, I am extremely happy to be here. I just was saying hi to some wonderful people here, like our board president, Steve, and I said, I have a family in Miami, what can I tell you? So thank you for having me back. It's really an honor. If you're here for the first time, please know that you're here by divine appointment, and that whatever you're meant to receive today, you will, so that you may give whatever you're supposed to give. Today will be, the title of my talk today is Everything Must Change. And we know change is the only constant in this universe. And still, we fight it. So today we'll be exploring how can we embrace change more and get the best it has to offer. I so look forward to our sacred time together. We'd love to start today's service and my participation by praying with you. So let us pray. Let us breathe and let us be. And we start by opening our hearts and acknowledging the one presence and the one power that is us and all around us. It's the presence that gives us life and meaning and provides for anything and everything in our lives. We become aware of it Because the more aware we are of who God is and who we are, the more we can impact our world. And this is about impact and presence and being. So we start today's service in the full awareness of who we are, who God is, and how today, through this time together, we will go deeper into that awareness for the glory of the one that it's our own glory. In the awareness that we are the change we would like to see, and that we all need to just be hopeful about that, for hope can really bring change. For that and more, we say thank you, God, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Anna, and welcome home. Good morning, Unity on the Bay. Let's also have another homecoming with our very own Mayra Alvarez.
Good morning, Unity on the Bay. I need it louder than that. And you know me, I don't start singing until you're all on your feet. Let's go. I love this song, and I'm going to tell you why. The last time we did this song with my kids. The kids choir here at Unity. Who remembers the kids choir at Unity? There's one of my kids right there. Woo! And I believe she sang this song.
Spark can start a fire, a shot can start a war, a breeze can start a wave that crashes on the floor. Oh,
You know I'm gonna make you come up here.
hope can change everything. A breath can give you life, a hand can turn the page, a word can give you strength to face another day. Oh, yeah, oh. Reaches in the heart of the darkest night, lifts you off the ground when you lost the fight.
kids, all grown up from our kids choir.
Good morning, Unity on the Bay. How we're doing today? Good. I'm John Felice. I'm the engagement manager here. Good to see you all. So, Unity on the Bay is so fortunate to have incredibly dedicated members of our community that always go above and beyond to support us in any way they can. In recent months, this sacred server has been an integral part of many of our events, including Deepak Chopra's talk early this year, Random Acts of Kindness Day, Easter Sunday at the Kids Zone, and at the Miami Beach Pride Festival. She has been there every step of the way, offering her time, energy, and enthusiasm to help make each event a success. We are truly grateful for her unwavering support and commitment to Unity on the Bay. Jennifer Pinzon is a shining example of what it means to be a sacred server, and we are honored to have her on our team. She has shared with us that she is grateful to serve because this community has given so much to her, and she wants to pay it forward. So let us take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to Jennifer for all that she does. We are fortunate to have her as a part of our community, and we look forward to seeing all the amazing things she will accomplish in the future. Congratulations, Jennifer. On this well-deserved recognition as our Sacred Server of the Month for May 2023. And now Jennifer will read the Daily Word.
That is what I want for my daughter. And that's what she's getting here. And I can't wait to see her grow up, because that's what I want for Michaela. So thank you, Unity, for all the love that you have given me and my daughter. Sorry, I get emotional. Today's daily word is free. I am one with the freeing, guiding force of God. When I think of freedom, I imagine a bird in flight, soaring above the earth. As the bird glides, it seems to effortlessly move through the air. Then it flaps its wings, moving upward and forward against the force of gravity. Likewise, I open my mind and heart and feel the freeing force of God within. This force is powerful and peaceful, and I give myself over to it. As I do, I overcome stifling feelings of stress or doubt. I trust in God, and I move forward and upward with renewed purpose and confidence. Just as a bird overcomes gravity to fly with purpose, I overcome the challenges and circumstances of my life to find my purpose and live from my divine nature. I am free. Today's daily word is inspired by Hebrews chapter 13, verse 6. So we can say with confidence, the Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can anyone do to me? Thank you.
It's time to get ready for meditation. Please silence your phones. Sit and remember to take deep breaths from time to time. We'll begin our meditation experience with a song.
Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. And where there's doubt, true faith in you. Make
And remember to take
Where there is doubt, have faith in you. I know, but at this time you have probably closed your eyes. Relax your body. Breathe mindfully. And open your heart. I love it that we are all here. Some of us know each other. Some do not. There's people online watching. Some other people will watch at some other time. Regardless of all of that, we are here with the decision of experiencing the presence together. I imagine every heart here connected into one big heart. And there's nothing to do or think about or say or remember, but just to be here. Present, aware, calming more and more whatever the mind is saying, and just anchoring in that sacred space within, that no one or nothing could ever change it. That core is the real you and the real me. And it's all power. And that power wants to express in our life circumstances, in our bodies, out in the collective. It desires to know itself in its essence as we do life. And the question is, are we allowing it? Are we facilitating that expression? And many times, expressing it involves change, and change involves our certainty, being in the unknown, we must remember that that uncertain and unknown element of change, it's only an illusion. For in truth and in spirit, we are unchanging creatures. For God is, and we are. And the more we realize that and let that be, the more we want to be that channel. Make it an affirmation at this time. I want to be that channel of peace, of hope, of power, of love, of compassion, that I am meant to be. So that when the world around me rocks itself and feels insecure and unsafe, I anchor myself in truth. Letting that anchoring be my gift. To everyone else and the collective. Breathe in and breathe out. And just stay there in a moment of silence. And see what shows up for you. As we close this meditation, and we are all becoming more in harmony with our divinity and our willingness to be the channel, let's visualize that a big beacon of light is expanding through the roof of this synagogue. And it expands throughout the city and the nation and the world, being an agent of change, hope, and light that started in us and together. For this and more, we say thank you, God, and so it is. Amen.
Child And the days are getting longer, we're not getting any stronger. Trust me, Mama knows. Lie in my arms while you're sleeping, and think of the rivers you've crossed. Tell you the dreams I've been keeping for moments like this, when your hope is lost. Hear my song, it'll help you believe in tomorrow. Hear my song, it'll show you the way you can shine. Hear my song, it was made for the times when you don't know where to go. Listen to the song that I sing. You'll be fine.
Child, I know you're frightened and your throat's parched and dry, but just trust in Mama's singing and the gift tomorrow's bringing. Trust it, don't ask why. Just lie in my arms and I'll tell you the things that you know but forget, the lies no one ever could sell you.
I know that it's hard,
But don't give up yet. Hear my song, it'll help you believe in tomorrow. Hear my song, it'll show you the way you can shine.
hear my song. It was made for the time when you don't know where to go.
Listen to the song that I sing.
You'll be fine.
As I'll be singing.
I know it's dark right now, but just believe somehow, somewhere there will be light. Hold on, hold fast. That's not enough of a song, but trust the light will come and we'll be there. You and Mama, safe at last.
Hear my song, it'll help us get through till tomorrow. Hear my song, it'll help us survive all the pain. Hear my song, it's the one thing I have that has never let me down. Listen to the song that I sing, listen to the words in my heart, listen to the hope I can bring, and we'll start to grow and shine. Listen to the song that I sing.
And trust me,
We'll be fine.
Wow, wow, wow. Mayra, Dale, Serena, Ruth, everybody. Are you coming with me to Puerto Rico next time? Okay. Before I get to express what it's mine to express today, we'd like to let everybody know, especially those of you who are Spanish speakers and are looking for a deeper connection to spirit through prayer. I am leading a retreat in Unity Village this August from the 10th through the 13th, only 3 days, so it's not too long. And it's called In the Heart of Prayer. And we are going to see prayer from the perspective of how the heart is so important to a body for it to function, and how prayer is vital for us to function in the world. So there was an early bird special of $349. Imagine, for $349 meals and retreat and everything, you just have to pay your way there. And the hotel, which starts from, I don't know, $40, $50 a night if you stay in an Airbnb. And I called the director of retreats and I told her, I'm going to Unity on the Bay, and the early special ends on May 5th. I'm sorry, need to extend that. And you know what she said? Okay. You got power, okay? So for more information, just go to Unity on the Bay website and you will be led to where you need to go. If you have any questions regarding it, come and talk to me. So as many of you know, I served as your associate minister for a really short period of time. Never thinking that it was going to be that way, but circumstances took place and I had to step down. And I believe that it was meant to be for many reasons. I think for spiritual, practical reasons. I learned a lot here, believe me. Like one friend told me, she used to live in this area, and she says, as I was taking the job, she told me, are you aware that Unity on the Bay is the best run church in the movement? The best systems and all of that? And believe me, I saw that. And I remember one of my first surprises is like, no, you need to turn in your talk titles like a quarter in advance. So in November, I was working on my talk for March. And I remember saying, okay, I change, everything must change. And I went, everything must change. Never realizing that actually March was going to be the month of the most change in many years in my life. When I realized, oh my God, in 8 months I have moved 3 times. And as you know, my father, who's been the closest human being on this earth for me, had his transition in February. And I look back and I go like, at some level, my heart or my spirit in me was telling me something was starting to boil up, but I could not pinpoint it until later on. Now I see really the bigger picture. Change, we know, is the constant in this universe. And still it can be so scary because we feel so vulnerable. The ego hates uncertainty, hates to go into the unknown. And that's what change involves. We start sensing sometimes we don't. Change can be abrupt. But ultimately, at any point in our life path, we're going to have changes that are really key for our continued evolution. I was thinking, wow, you have come a long way, even though it's been hard for me like any other human being. I remember my mom telling me, you know, I went on a day to give birth to you, and 4 days later, you were born. And like, oh, I really like that space, right? It's like, why should I change this? I believe that the more we grow in consciousness, the more flexible we are in fluctuating with or flowing with change. What I see, and I don't know if you can relate to me, is that when change, inner change to me is more difficult than external change. Because sometimes you go, oh, okay, these circumstances are changing, but when something internally is not clicking anymore and you cannot figure out what it is, it's hell. It's like the heart or something beyond the mind is telling you, is giving you some sensations, and the mind is like somewhere else. And it takes for both of them to come together and click for you to start getting a new perspective and feel more secure, and you can move forward. As I was preparing for this talk, I remembered this lady in her late 20s. She's Mexican. In my former church, Unity of the Triangle, when we moved to a new location, I suggested, I can do the rentals here. I have a very strong business background. And they said, okay, you manage the rentals. So I started doing that and connecting with a lot of people in the community. And this particular girl came to me and she says, I would like to rent this for a big conference that I'm doing. And yeah, she brought like 300 people into that church, and it was a highly motivational talk and presence. And I was like, wow, so young and so much power and presence and following. And after a while, we started to know each other more because she kept renting the facilities. And when one day she shared her life story with me. She says, well, I come from this city in Mexico. I grew up in really, really poor conditions, to the point where I was 12 and I left the house. My parents couldn't support me, and I went out in the streets for years. And somebody approached me mentioning coming to the United States as the land, the American dream. And I said, yeah. And it was some sort of human trafficking conditions that describe how she made it to the US. Ultimately, she gets herself out of that and meets this guy who's 20 years older, marries him, has 2 children, and through that process, she starts reading about self-help books, courses, and ultimately she becomes this inspiring presence among Latinos in North Carolina and other states. And I even interviewed her for my radio show, because to me, to see where she had been and where she was headed and the passion she had, it's like, oh my God, she's like my heroine. Especially, knowing that she only had a 6th grade education. And, sometimes I go, you don't know enough, or, how the ego can get to you. And I'm like, with a 6th grade education, she's touching lives and honoring her purpose. Pandemic times came along, and of course, she was still undocumented. And she was in the process of being legalized. She gets sent back to Mexico. Her kids stay with her new partner, and somebody else is running her business of motivational speaking, whatever. And she says, I was hoping I could get in touch with my mother and do some healing work, but the mother didn't show up. And she told me I spent like weeks and months in a hotel looking at the ceiling and being depressed. Maybe doing a conference here and there. Ultimately, she makes it back to the state, to North Carolina, feeling a little bit better, seeing that her children were fine, that the business was fine, and she was like, I'm empty. Something is not clicking. And this is where she shows up in my office, and she tells me, I know you have the solution. Tell me the book that I need to read. And I go like, it doesn't work like that. But she says, I know it's spiritual nature of, and we start engaging, it's like, there are times in which our soul wants more. There's more to be discovered. There's more to express. And you were like on the go, 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 but it's more than that. But of course, that involves going into an area on familiarity. We get into fear we feel the fear, we don't know what it is, and going within can be extremely frightening. It's what this lady Joan Borisenko says, is going into the land of the unknown, where the old maps that used to guide our way are no longer useful. And whatever we have been operating on is no more. And whatever it's meant to be, the what I'm supposed to understand and learn is not there anymore. And what do? We fall, we get depressed. Found this quote that I think explains it really well. It says, I don't know where it's from, somebody on Facebook. When a pattern is finally coming to an end, especially one that's being held in your body for a long time, that's also when you'll face the most fear and the most resistance, because being set free actually feels incredibly uncomfortable and unsafe in relation to continuing to play it out what you've always known. Isn't her story our story? When we go there and we go, It involves going within. And like I said, we are not that familiar because many of us, most of us, are trapped in the doing and the having. Doing, having, and the being. I'm not saying that we don't have time to be, but our tendency to keep up with the world is to do more of that and less of the being. And this now, managing this discomfort, involve going to that place of being. It's almost like the soul is tired of whatever and has signed up to gain more. It's a call for greater awareness of a wholeness. I have a quote by Indian guru Mayra that says, there is an impetus in the absolute to become conscious of itself. The progressive manifestation of light through evolution is ultimately brought about by the will to be conscious, which is inherent in the infinite. Our souls are looking to be realized. And when we are not creating the space, it's like knocking at the door. It's like, are you going to open or what? And we go, this sucks, right? I was doing this talk in Puerto Rico, and I'm like, how do I say it sucks in Español? And you know how I translated those Spanish speakers? Esto está de madre. And it's really a death. And like Bromet, a union minister who wrote a book, Finding Yourself in Transition, he says it's a death to an old way of living and being. To live is to grow is to change, and to change is to die to the old. And we suffer not because we are meant to suffer through change, but like Buddha says, it is our resistance to change what makes us suffer. If we would be like happy dandy, okay, let it be, nothing, it would be a pleasant experience. So the key then is, how can we embrace change in such a way that we get the gift, we get the goodie that is waiting for us. Bromet continues saying that transitions may be uncomfortable, yet they are always meaningful. It is a time when the old order of our life is disrupted. It is a time where our old way of being is disturbed. It may be a time when our sense of reality is challenged. Though painful, this can be extremely significant times in our times. There are wonderful opportunities to gain strength and wisdom. Are you with me? Yes? So then listen to this one. This is deeper. In the process of going through the change and experiencing suffering and the fear and all of that, she says, Jean Houston, in times of suffering, when you feel abandoned, perhaps even annihilated. I have the attorney here who corrected me in the 9:30. Thank you very much. There is occurring at deeper levels than your pain, the entry of the sacred, the possibility of redemption. Wounding opens the doors of our sensibility to a larger reality, which is blocked to our habituated and conditioned point of view. Suffering gives us eyes and ears to see and hear what our normal eyes and ears cannot. So then what's the solution? I got the solution for you. You want a solution? Okay. We have to become experts managing change. So you say, I'm an expert in managing change. And I'm going to be excited about change, even if I am like, I'm going to embrace change. And you go, okay, let's embrace change. But like I was saying, but give me more. If you want me to embrace change, what can I do? And I'm going to give you, Raul, the solution. We need to understand, this is the key, that change is a process. And what is a process? It's a change occurring over a period of time. That has helped me so much when I get stressed or nervous. I go, Anna, it's a process. It's going to take time. Certain elements have to be in order. I learned this in North Carolina. Get your ducks in a row type of thing, right? So a process has certain elements that must occur in the right order and the right time. Trying to force your personal will can be counterproductive. Imagine forcing a flower to bloom or blossom before it's ready. That may kill the flower. A child attempting or forcing the child to walk or speak out of the right moment can really affect the child's psyche. Anything that we do to violate that natural process will damage and inflict suffering. And what makes us force something is that we are in fear and we want to see it resolved, and we need to trust the time and the order. So what is the recommendation? It requires that we trust two things: divine wisdom and divine order inherent in the process. So I want you to think for a moment of any change you might be going through, or you have gone through, or maybe when you will go through, or somebody who's going through, and say, there's an element of divine wisdom and order in that process. And I'm going to honor it. I'm going to let it be. I'm going to flow with it. So I have an affirmation for you and I to, do together. Are you ready? Okay. Is Dale ready to make this affirmation? I am willing, together, I am willing to trust divine wisdom and order in my process of change. Are you really? Let's do it again. I am willing to trust divine wisdom and order in my process of change. I want you to bring into your heart somebody that you know is struggling with change, and you're going to make it We're going to make it for that person. It says, you are willing to trust divine wisdom and order in your process of change. And now let's hold it for all of us. We are, we. Okay. And we're going to include anything. I have to bring the whole, that's a big deal for me, the whole shooting thing. And I'm holding that all the changes that need to happen in us and at the policy level, at the government level, it's taking place and it's just a process. So let's affirm, we are willing to trust divine wisdom and order in our process of change. And change will lead us to a sacred destination if we are ready to cooperate with it and trust it. I was like, how did you know I was going to say that? I forgot. Okay, so let's do it again. Change. I said, these people have become more enlightened. Yeah, okay. Together. Change will lead me to a sacred destination if I cooperate with it and trust it. The key is the trust and cooperation. And we will see wonderful things. But you know what the key is? Don't think you can sustain this good energy and divine order and divine wisdom in the change if you have no prayer practice. It's really difficult to sustain some worldly process in a spiritual way if you don't go within and have some sort of connection, because the stimuli of the world is going to go, what do you mean? This should have happened this way or at this time? And you need to go within and trust that as you're staying in that connection, you will be led to, this is mine to do now, and I need to allow this to unfold naturally. And when you come from that place of prayer and connection, you allow that perfect dance of doing and allowing and trusting and letting it be. And know that ultimately your sense of safety does not come from anything out there, it comes from within. So the more you go in, become familiar in that state of being, the more you will see and you will be able to embrace it. And what will come about that? Everything that we want: freedom, peace of mind, joy, much good. So moments where we are like trembling and not trusting, come back to the principle. Come back to the affirmation. Trusting divine order and divine wisdom. Reaching in the hearts of your darkest night. Lifts you off the ground when you've lost the fight. Keeps hanging on through the disbelief. Every day, every step, every dream, hope can change everything, can change you. And so it is. Amen.
I was originally scheduled to be on a plane today coming back from Barcelona after 2.5 weeks away. It was due a scheduling quirk that I set my return for yesterday, but as it turns out, it's totally just as well, because having Reverend Anna back and being able to greet her in person after all this time away, it was worth cutting short an extra day. So welcome her back. Now, here at Unity on the Bay, of course, we believe in the spiritual law of giving and receiving, and now is your opportunity to give in gratitude. So we encourage everybody to go green. You text GIVE, the letter GIVE, to 833-245-5645, and that info is also on the screen for you back here. If anybody needs an envelope, just raise your hand. You see our ushers working the aisles right now, and I'll give you a few minutes to give in gratitude this morning. All right, so let's bless our gifts together, shall we? Divine love that I am blesses all that I give and all that I receive. All right. When Jennifer was speaking earlier today and was expressing her gratitude for what Unity has represented to her and her daughter, I kept coming back to the thought that's occurred to me several times over the last few years. How many of us have often wondered what our lives would have been like if we had had the opportunity to grow up as children around the Unity community? Well, we certainly owe a major debt of gratitude to Raul Hernandez, our youth ministry, and for all that he does with our kids in the kids zone. So let's give our kids a blessing, shall we? Children, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you, and we see you doing great things. All right. So, speaking of blessings, will our prayer chaplains come forward, please? Those of you who may be looking for an assistance in prayer this morning, come on up front at the end of the service, and one of our chaplains will be glad to extend our love and support for you. Reverend Anna, we got to hear from you one more time. What's coming up this week that we need to know about?
Well, already you need an extra announcement? No, I'm good. But I just want to, again, say thank you for having me. And keep that in mind. What you resist persists, and what you embrace transforms. And whatever change you might be going through, just set the expectation that there's a gift there waiting for you, and just concentrate on the divine wisdom and divine order inherent in that change. With that, please stand and let's do the prayer of protection together. But I want it the Miami way. I don't want the light of God surround. No, I want power, okay? Together. The light of God surrounds us. We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power. The presence of God watches over us. We are presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. We are divine.